Pound,
Hey,
you don't fork right there, man. If you like,
pound.
Ask us whatever you like, I promise.
there we go. The onion too, right?
Okay, you go. Get in the mic. Let them know.
Yep, man.
Some ASMR action.
So dumb. It's the most fucking basic ASMR.
Sorry, we're not ASMR guys, but
Fuck up major,
man.
Okay. I go in Lomi.
You're right though. With the cold.
She go good with him, y'all.
I like big scoops, so I'm gonna try the kind. I'm gonna try to get everything. You know what I mean, huh?
What's your name? Where you from?
Yeah.
Yo, where you from, man?
So, Bryson, first time on. Go check him out. Pupu Hale. Yes, sir.
How?
Oh, bro.
Change your life.
Cause. I try to forgive the. Bro. This is fucking me.
We can just start off with like, bro, where you? So you from Maui, yeah? It's automatic.
Yeah,
so where you? What high school you went, man?
Yeah, so born and raised Maui, Wailuku boy.
Yes,
grew up in Terrace, and then went to Wailuku Terrace, yeah. And then I went Waihe school up to second grade, and then after that I went to Wailuku L.
Oh, okay.
Grew up in housing right there by the park.
Raja.
And then went Waihe school for a little bit till second grade, then got transferred to Wailuku L. Then straight to Yale school all the way, 8th grade. And then, went Baldwin 2 years, graduate from Maui High, my senior year, 2014.
Oh, nice,
okay. Yeah, bro.
How come you make that switch? So for schooling wise or?
We was moving choke like,
okay.
I mean, honestly, like my parents growing up, kind of, into the in and out of the stuff. So then, constantly, bro, we was just moving Wailuku to Kaului. And then when I was in Kaului, I was still going Baldwin. I was catching the Maui bus, going to school in the morning. Went to the mall, then catching the bus from the mall to school. And then we got kicked out. We moved back up to Wailuku, and then I transferred back down to Maui High. Kind of Portuguese, you know what I mean? I stay living in Kaului, going to school Wailuku, and then I go Wailuku, I stay going to school Kaului. But that's how it was.
That's kind of like how he was, because he was living up country, going Baldwin.
But because both my parents worked downtown, like just for like medical or emergency wise, like was just closer to them, right?
Right.
Smarter.
Yeah,
same
all
thing.
up the mountain.
So I mean, that's so nuts. Like
bro, had its challenges, bro. Yeah,
Kazi, this is some mean intro. That's crazy, my brother. Well, I mean, like you seem like very into yourself, like, you know what I mean? Like, into this is who I am. You know what I mean? I grew up like that, but then, not gonna let that shape me.
Define, huh?
Yeah, you know what I mean? You kind of bring yourself, I mean, obviously we're gonna learn more about you through this pod, but cause that's so nuts, place and drop some heavy bombs.
It's crazy, bro. And it's like too, like it what helped me, like, because before I used to be like super stuck in the pity party, right? Like, feel sorry for myself, how I was raised, stuff like this, right? But then when I had my boy, it was like, I don't like start passing that stuff on to my kids. It's like those generational chains, right? Like, if you connected to me, then I pass on to my son, connected to him. Generations after, so like, bro. Like,
almost like just the kind of, just because you was raised the way you was raised doesn't mean, you gotta, you gotta pass it on to them.
Yeah, we all kind of like, and that's the thing, right? Like, we all have our own story, right? Like, our own kind of like, testimonial, I should say, but it's like it's not about the testimony, it's like what you do after what happened, right? It's like what defines you as a person. To me, at least, that's what I think.
I was the same way. Like, I went from different schools, so like I had friends from all over, like different schools, so that kind of was a benefit to me. Like, even though like you was moving schools, you know everybody. Friends, so like later on when you get older, man, you see everybody, like planning people from all over the island. So you feel like that kind of help you out, even like with your business, bro. Like,
I think so,
like,
actually,
like starting them up and like getting guys known.
Because like how you said, right? Like, everybody from when I was young, growing up in Wailuku, and then when I transferred over to Maui High, it's like now I made new friends, and then it's actually like it's like a fresher relationship, right? Because it's like more newer, right? Instead of like the people I went to Baldwin with, and then like it's crazy because even starting my business is like people I never see. It's been like Puka 10 years since I've graduated, and then people from Maui High hit me up, and I'm like, bro, I never see you since high school. You know what I mean? And then we just reconnect, bro. Like, and then like. then you start seeing like everybody else, they get their own businesses, they get stuff going for them too. And then it's like, wow, it's just crazy how life is, bro.
Yeah,
it's crazy how life is.
It is, yeah. It's good to see like a lot of people later on, like your classmates, especially starting out their own business, being entrepreneurs, man.
Yeah.
And making it, right? Especially like what you, like, and even like with Dookie, and I'm sure you know Duke too, because you guys did collaborations.
Yeah, that's one of my mentors, that guy. Yeah,
because he mentioned you back. Yeah. He mentioned you back before you even like came out, like really. So like,
that's my mentor,
like, this
bro.
guy right here, bro. The Pupu Hale. So
that guy's solid, bro. Yeah, Dookie, bro. Shout out Dookie, bro. Yeah, bro.
You
that's
know
the man, bro.
Always helping out, bro.
Always helping out. Any questions I had. That's honestly the first guy that actually helped me, like, you know, like navigate business. Like business is a tough thing to navigate, right? And especially like only get me and my wife doing them. So like that in itself is like hard. And that's the first guy, like I just showed up to his restaurant one day to buy food. And then he noticed me and he's like, bro, He's like, bro, hit me up. Any questions you get? And then, you know, me like, I hit you up then. I'm like, I'll hit you up. I hit him up.
Hit you up. I'm going to hit you up.
Yeah, bro. He just give me advice, you know, like even if it's nothing, you know, that is like life altering. It's just stuff that can help my business in certain ways. Like that guy's a businessman, bro. Like,
exactly. I can totally agree with you because even when I go talk story with him, like, you know, if I go inside eat and he's just there or whatever, or anyway, I'll go to his house, talk story. Always like, it was always good for me because I can talk business with him and he can like understand, you know, what I'm saying, and he can help me, like, you know, versus like you talk to just like a regular person and you know you come off kind of douchey after a while, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not really trying to sound like it, just like you know what I mean?
But it's also too like he like for Dookie, like it's good because it's like someone local, right? That you know, like kind of like sort of like, you know, like that quote unquote like made it, right?
You just inspire each other.
You know what I mean? Like he's so successful and he comes from like a local background, right? Native Hawaiian background. So it's like it's possible, you know, it gives you that hope, like it's possible. That's always what I always told him, like, Dookie, you give so much people like that hope, like seeing you doing what you do, like it gives us that hope, like, bro, we can do it for ourselves too.
For real.
Yeah, bro.
Every time I talk story to him, cause I just like do all kinds of stuff.
Inspiring,
it's like, bro, I go start on just one whole chain of something. You know what I mean? Like, really do something.
Every time you talk to him, you can tell that, this brother like help out for sure. Like, especially if you from Maui, bro, and you Hawaiian, bro.
You from Maui, Hawaii. I mean, obviously, you know that he's the most solidest brothers
and not only for like the food too, like anything, like even with the housing, you know what I mean? Like,
so he's saying,
even with our podcast, bro. He was like one of the first guests for the yourself will come on. Bro. And when
love you, Hawaiian.
Hooked us
Shout
up.
out Duke, bro.
Right. This got a mean segment.
But speaking of that, we just went to the Kava spot, which is shout out my uncle Toons, right?
Toons,
Major. Duke staying in on that too, so that's good to see him helping out that business, man. Everybody, like, he can help you, help them, he can help us, man. So
bro, shout out to everybody.
One more little shout out to
Kava spot.
But and what he was saying too, like it's just good for like just locals on the uprise, like we're really trying for everybody trying to just do like, you know, entrepreneurship or whatever, you know. And like even from farming, like guys really trying to be like, we gotta start producing local. We cannot be about them. You know what I mean?
Gotta be self-sustainable.
Exactly.
At some point, you know what I mean? Exactly. Yeah. I was just watching stuff too, like your guys' podcast with a.k.a, you know, and like how you say, I remember you saying that too, like cannot only talk about it, you gotta be about it. Like that. You know, at face value, that holds true. But even if you look behind, right, like you cannot only like be speaking words and like that that age old saying, right, like actions speak louder than words, right? Like you got to put your words into action. You know, make it come to fruition.
Because like just like us, we can say all we like on the podcast, but when people see us in public, we better be acting the same way that we talking. So like, not the kind you just say like, man, this guy's not really.
Even just for saying that, like, can I talk about them, be about them? Like, you know, for me, I take it like when I started my company, you know, it was like me and my dad. My dad always wanted to start his own company. Anyway, we can get into the whole story, but came to a point where everybody that was helping me, you know, the tribe, right? Everybody says there's a tribe, not just the face, right? There's a tribe,
right?
And everybody was kind of doing their part, and it came time for me for step up and I got to do my part, which was the keep it consistent. Now, like, hey, we say we're gonna be there. You know, you say you can do that machine. You know, so it's like you kind of just talk about them, bro. You gotta be about it. Like, right, even coming home from this trip, bro. You know, I came home late Sunday night. Monday morning, I had runs for you know, but even because you can kind of hear my voice a little bit, but you just gotta go
recover real quick.
Just recover. But Yeah, you know, it's just. Hey, like live this, you know, you gotta be about it, bro.
Gotta be about
work on you.
Exactly.
That's how when you own your own business. Yeah. Speaking of owning your own business, like so your business or the Pupu Hale, what kind of inspired you to start that up? Now we can even transition to that, bro. What inspired you to,
bro? Honestly, up, bro, like I was just fishing, like
Yeah, and you always was a fisherman.
No, bro. So like, I grew up super like antisocial. Like my parents always kept us in the house. You know, there was kind of like drug addicts, so like you know, paranoia and stuff like that. So we never did really go out. I never did learn for fish, hunt, anything outdoor besides like shooting BB gun and riding dirt bike. Everything else I never did learn. And then actually I got with my wife. I've been with my wife for 12 years. Since we were
congratulations,
thank you. Yeah, 13 years out. This year, 13.
Time, man.
Yeah, long time.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out my wife.
The stage already. Like, I don't know.
Point of no return.
You stay up.
That's the best thing.
The point of no return.
The point of no return. Nah. But yeah, so her dad actually was like a longtime fisherman, you know, 100% Filipino, but local Filipino.
Yeah, it's the best ones, right?
The best ones, bro. Yeah. And yeah, so I kind of just was like asking him, picking his brain, and then he just took me one day. So like long story short, I got into fishing with him, you know, this weekend kind of thing, and then I caught my first fish, and I never know what for do with them. I never know what eel was. I never know what bonefish was, how for make lomi or anything. Yeah. And then he showed me, and then so I made them, and I made one of my friends try, and he's like, "Oh, bro, this is the best lomi eel I tried." And I was like my first time, I was like, "Bro, you."
Yeah,
you know,
you chanted. Smoke
I was like chanting, bro. He's like, nah, it's the best lomi I tried, bro. And I was like, no way. So then the following week, I think like 3 days later, I went again, caught another one. Then I made like 15 containers. I posted it on my personal page. And like within like 3 minutes, the thing was gone. All accounted for.
So it was just like you just wanted to see if it was going to sell. Like,
I just wanted to like, this guy told me good. I like try.
And just settle the water a little bit.
So then I made them, and then the thing went sell. And then I was like, oh, I might have. I look at my wife Shay. I was like, oh, we might have something here, you know. And at that time, if I remember, like I don't remember seeing too much people. Like, you know, you gotta know fishermen forget lomi.
Or you know, one uncle in the family that just makes lomi all the time for every party.
That's true. Not too much people.
Or you gotta go to like a wedding or a graduation party.
Nobody was selling them at Foodland yet.
At all. You know what I mean? Not even Foodland. You get them now.
The Foodland one is like kind of like, is that even?
Yeah, I know.
If that's even.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, we better not say too much
about it. But yeah, bro, I just made them and I sold them. And then I was like, bro, I have something going here. And at that point, I never have no name, was just from my personal page. And then, you know, I was still doing, I'm a union carpenter, so I was doing carpentry at that time. And then I was just fishing because I was like, bro, this is fun, right? Just going out, getting away. My wife was pregnant with my son at that time. So like was kind of like, I told her every Friday night, like, oh, I can go out, holo a little bit. And I wouldn't come home till Saturday morning. You know? Yeah, I was hardcore, bro. Small time pilau.
Real talk, Maui. Real talk, Maui. It's all good, man. You let them loose.
Bro, yeah, I was like, oh, I go holo. And then I was just catching, bro. I was blessed enough to just catch every trip I went out. And then I told her, I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to do something. Like, I think we have a niche market that we can hit. Because I don't really see anybody making them commercially. Like some people make like 10, 15. They sell them like Kauai Harbor, right? On the side of the road. And then, but nobody was really making them in like big quantities. So like I started off at like 30, 40, 50. And then just gradually made my way up. And then...
And that was just on your personal profile, like Instagram.
Just like, my personal. Like, and once it hit like 50, then I told I was
started making.
I told her I was like, oh, come up with one design. I was like, come up with one design, and it's funny like looking back at it now because it's like so cringy. My first design, like this on a whim, just trying to like slap stuff together.
That's hard.
Can you send him that so that he can pop it up on the?
Yeah, I'll send him my original one.
Yeah, even ours, bro. You look at them now, like
you just gotta laugh at them.
Pop them up there.
Yeah,
you gotta start somewhere though, man.
Yeah. So then I told her make up a logo, and at that point I was making kimchi venison too. So that is like my deer poke, right? I cook them, I cook them and stuff like that. So I was making that at the time. So I wanted for include like eel, deer, one scope, and one fishing hook. So that was my logo, bro. It was one deer, one fish, one fishing hook, and one gun scope.
All one sticker, on the logo.
Yeah, just super basic. And then how the name came about, like the Pupu Hale was like, I'm making all the pupus out of my house at the time. So I was like, out of house of pupus, you know what I mean? Right. And then I just translate them in like in Hawaiian, right? And I was like, Pupu Hale. I was like, that has a good ring to it.
Does,
you know, like
it does.
And then even like for like shorten them, I was like, because me, I kind of overthink choke. Like even when I was like, you're like, nah, we just talk story for the pod. I was like, I stay nervous, bro.
I know, you kept telling me, like, no worries.
Like I overthink it a lot, bro. So I was like, I bust them down to like even the littlest, like DPH. I was like, what rings good? Like what can shorten them up? Like DPH. I was like, I just couldn't stick with this. So I just ran with that, bro. And that was like back in like the ending of 2022, beginning 2023.
Oh, okay.
And then I just kind of been
that long ago.
Not that long ago. This is only this is my third. I'm going on my third year this year.
But you and a.k.a. then is kind of like you guys didn't start kind of like around the same time.
Yeah. Even him, like I was picking his brain too. Like when he first came out, I never really, I never had my business back then. And then I'll just show up to his spot and just buy funnel cakes, bro. Because it was something new to Maui. And that's the thing he hit too. Like it's something that hasn't been done on Maui. Like, you only could get them at the fair, right? Like funnel cakes. So like that is like making everybody like come back for more, right? That's how you get like those repeat customers. So he hit like that good market too of like hitting something so special to the Maui community that I was like, bro, what is this? Like, how does brother got into this? And he was just telling me, kind of like sharing here and there. And then until I started my business, then we kind of like started like jiving, you know what I mean? Like jiving, like as businesses kind of like going pinging off of each other and stuff like that. So bro.
Yeah, I guess because both of you guys kind of went start. Yours was OEO, his one was funnel cakes, and then now you kind of like add in your side stuff, more stuff for more variety. Bring
gotta have like that staple, that staple.
Gotta have that one.
The main thing why people, going to you in the first place. You know what I mean? It's because the Lomi. You know what I mean?
But when I have somebody else with them, being like, oh, what else they get? Oh, yeah, let me try.
So like this too. So when you started like getting bigger, you know what I mean? Did you like social media wise, like did you? Because you get that one uncle in Oahu that was like, oh, first time, you know what I mean? So I know like they was doing that thing. Because you was pretty much the Maui guy, kind of. You know what I mean? He's Oahu uncle, your big guy, wherever. Oahu. And you was the Maui guy, pretty much. You know what I mean? Because I never really know too much other guys that was doing them. But did you have to like? Were you thinking of like ideas for doing?
Bro. I was trying to forget something on good slogan.
I was gonna say if you was, and if you don't mind sharing like one like that you think was like, bro, I was thinking about doing this or whatever.
So that's the funny thing. So. I wasn't following Uncle Holix, right, for like a long time. I still don't follow him now, but and you might have to cut this out too, but he was like kind of like he was making when I first came out, he was making hoo-hoo with me.
Oh, okay.
And I don't even know it. Like I never know him.
I didn't know. Like I thought he was.
And it would have been cool for a collab with him.
I got you. Yeah.
But then like
it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is now. Right? The ship has sailed now. So and not like to get big headed or anything like that because I'm nowhere. I'm nothing, right? I'm nobody. But it's like I'm not gonna collab with somebody who kind of, you know what I mean? Like talk stinker about me. But it is you don't point in your life,
bro. Like you had peace, you know what I mean?
And same here. We would do the same thing. Like we wouldn't collab.
It's all, you know what I mean? I'm like, it's all good. Like
you chilling, you had peace, you know, like
he come Maui too. Like he's still on Maui. It's all like, you know what I mean? Like
no hard feelings.
No hard feelings, bro. You know what I mean? Like we all grown men.
Yeah, exactly. No more time for that.
No more time for that. I get old. But he has a slogan, bro. And I credit him, bro. His slogan is catchy, bro. And the way he does it, you know, like sometimes it may be like borderline, like, but the way he does it in the sing is good, bro. Like, hey, what's your name? Where you from? And bro, for a long time, I even posted on my story, like, if any of you guys get one nice slogan, let me know. I give you guys free pupus, bro.
Is that what you was trying to go like,
got Lomi. Lomi. So that's like my little saying, like, got Lomi.
My bad.
It's like kind of like the old school, like, got milk.
Yeah.
So I kind of put my own twist to it. Yeah, got Lomi.
Okay.
And then like my
good.
Yeah, my accent, like my venison, my deer gonna be like got access. Got venison, you know, like something small like that.
But we can even collab and start doing like how he do, bro. Like,
bro.
We can just grab your stuff real quick and just go around and be like, oh, try
so how do you like this? Scale of 1 to 10.
That's why I was like, bro, I need a good slogan. Because when I first came out, everybody was doing like that too, right? In front of with my stuff, like, oh, what's your name? Where you from? But everybody thought, like, everybody's calling me uncle in the DMs, like, oh, uncle, I can buy Lomi. And I was like, oh yeah, I can. Where you from? They're like, oh, I stay Waianae. I'm like, oh, I stay Maui. I saw it. I'm not alcoholics, bro. I sorry. Oh shoot, bro. We thought you was. I was like, oh no.
No, I don't know if you didn't read the title on the gram.
Profile.
Yeah, said it's super big.
So speaking of that, then like Lomi or Io, who else other than you making them over here? Other than like we know Foodland and stuff, but
Foodland get
like other business or local.
So I know
like
I don't know if they get businesses. I know I can shout a couple brothers out. I know like one of the brothers, his name is Malu. He's from this side actually, on Waihe'e side. I don't know his last name, but Malu. He make Lomi. I heard his one is super ono.
Okay. But you really the first one that really taking it and making it into like
you're right. He was like one of the first ones for kind of like make them. In that, I mean, like in that first stages of when they first started getting big,
taking it and making it your business. You know, going with the logo and going and running with it on with that, social media, like, and everything. Yeah,
with all the like, and that's the thing with business, right? You're always gonna have negativity, right? On the business, right? Yeah. Like, I don't know if you guys like deal with some stuff too, but like for me, like doing what I do, like I get some negative feedback on my page, right? Like selling fish, right? I putting OPs on the fish, and that becomes a problem, right? And like so, like. I don't like even getting into that negative stuff. But you know what I mean, right? Because it's just negativity.
Let's go down this rabbit hole together. Let's go.
Now, what I always say though is that if you get haters or if you get people always hating, that means you must be doing something right.
Because, you know,
I mean, there's people doing them before me, right? But just not in the like. For me, I like to say like I would kind of like and I even like saying it sounds cringy to me because I'm not getting big headed, right? But but like I think it's like I'm the first one to like make it like in the quantities that I made them. Like some weeks I push out 150 containers. You know, some weeks it's like 90. You know, it ain't as good. Like, even that is a blessing from where I first came from, right? But I think like I was the first one to kind of like make it a business and kind of just run with it.
And even your customers, it's just like your OG customers, and then you just getting new ones coming in. So like your OG customers is always coming to you.
I get some. I have a handful of like loyalty, like loyal customers that
like as soon as you post, boom, it'll take like 10.
Yeah, they get their notifications on, bro. Like waiting. I like 5. You know, like. But I have a handful of loyal customers, and even at the beginning when I first came out, like the same people wouldn't order from me. And I was like, oh, must be junk. My product must be junk, right? And then one of my friends actually told me, he's like, with business, you always gonna have like your return customers. But the good thing with business is you always gonna have new people always coming in. So like the people who don't pick up that week, the same customer, you're always gonna have a new customer coming in, right? So I was like, because me, I overthink them, right? I was like, my product must be junk. Nobody coming back for buying them, right? I still selling them, but like the return people ain't coming back.
The ones you like,
you know. So I'm like
connect with,
but even like the return customers that's been there from the jump, like I tried to throw them couple like like little deals here and there, like if they cater, like I throw them like a couple $100 off. You know what I mean? Like a couple free containers here and there, during drops because
make some for their ohana.
Like this as loyalty, like for being loyal to a small business,
exactly.
It's a lot, bro. So just to kind of show my appreciation.
For sure, yeah. I think we said this before on like podcasts before that. I think it's a Maui thing too. Like a lot of things that is new. Like people would jump on it right in the beginning, like and like be like, this thing is being hot right now. A couple of weeks, like, and then slowly, little by little, it just start dying down. That's why I feel like nothing ends up when the thing open never ends up lasting. Like all of these.
I tell him, bro, all the time, like Maui is like a tough crowd, bro. Like you gotta keep performing. You gotta keep
putting out, bro.
Bro. You gotta keep, you gotta keep doing something. You're just gonna be like, okay.
You cannot just be consistent with whatever you get. You gotta keep better and better.
Which is kind of, I mean, it's good and bad. Like how I say in life, everything is balanced. You know what I mean? There's good and bad, right? It's good because it keeps you elevate, like it keeps you evolving your company, doing something, doing more than just Lomi, or whatever. But it's also like, I ain't just chill.
Exactly.
Just be all right with where I'm at.
Like for example, with like, I don't know if you remember, it's probably way before your time though, but the go-karts, like it was just something so simple as go-karts, which would have been fine enough if we still had it to this day. But then people was all like, after a while, like
it's a small circle,
it's small, like it's okay. This go-kart sucks. It's going slow. You cannot bump each other, like so. Like I think that's on Maui.
I mean, I rode them when I was younger. I was like middle school, I think. When this
if anything, you was in the passenger one. If not, you probably had your own.
I was in the passenger.
Okay.
So it might be on Maui thing, man. Like kind of like this.
I think Dookie kind of like I talked to Duke about this because I kind of experienced the same thing with my business, right? Like first coming out, like was new, the newest hot thing, right? Everybody jumping on. I'm like, the kind like nowadays it takes me like maybe an hour to like, and even that it's a blessing, bro. Like, but an hour to sell out. Before it was like 3 minutes, bro. The minutes, like. But then I told Dookie, I was like talking stories with Dookie, and he told me, he's like, bro, that's how it is. And he told me something that kind of resonates, like it resonates now with my business. Is like, Choke people get like that crab in a bucket mentality. Yeah, like they come out, they like support you when you first come out, the hottest thing, and then like over time, like I don't know what it is, but they just like they try start dragging you down, right?
That's
like they don't
so
you come
true,
out, like how you said, like that's what makes most small businesses when they come out to make it like public, right? Off Storefront, they don't last too long. It's because like there's so much like nonsense. Hate bro, for no reason. You know what I mean, bro? It's for no reason.
And it might not even be a Maui thing, but it feels like it is. But it could be just like an overall world thing.
I don't know if you guys Vic even I even asked Vic and he's like, bro, I get more support from off-island people than on-island people.
Exactly. I feel like he said that on the podcast.
I think he said that when he was on here too.
But, and that's crazy, bro. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy.
For me too, like on the not the anxiety part, like, but when you say overthinking, you know what I mean? And you thinking that, like, for me, I get slow weeks, I get slow months, like, I'm not moving that much stuff. So I'm like, fuck, you know what I mean? I start getting in my head, but you're right, though. You got to kind of like come back to reality. Like, you be all right.
It's okay, bro.
Because all of a sudden you get calls, for do this, you get orders, whatever. So,
It's all in his plan. It's all in his plan, bro.
But yeah, shoot, going back to the pupus though. So you said that you usually catch most of the stuff you make. So you're the only one catching everything that you make then? Or you get some of the boys help you
fish,
out?
Yeah, the boys. So I get, I don't know if you guys follow him or he follow you guys, All Wet Fish Club. It's my good friend, Josh Diaz.
Okay.
Guarantee I probably follow him on top of
Yeah, so he's like a little bit older than me. It's actually triplets. They're
from Maui.
Yeah, Mike, Isaiah.
Okay. Mike.
Isaiah and Josh.
Yeah.
The Diaz brothers.
Your age?
Older than me. Older than me.
Okay.
Yeah, but so he
play Maui High too.
They play Maui High.
What divers and fishers?
Shout out to my brothers. Yes,
just fishermen.
Just fishermen, bro. Yeah, yeah. Shout out Josh. Shout out all the Diaz brothers.
Yes, providing all that the good.
Providing for DPH, bro. Thank you, Josh.
Yeah. But I just remember that from high school.
Yeah. The Diaz brothers. No, he fished, bro. And he's been blessed that bro, God's just been working in his life and just blesses him with fish, bro. Almost every time he goes out, he catches. And I get a good amount of my fish through him. Most of the time, like the fishes is coming just through me. And that is a grind. I like work all day. Then I go either I go hunt or I fish after work and then come home and then family man after that, right? For the next like couple of days, then businessman after. So like it's a long process, bro. It's a lot of work, but what we like, we gotta work for.
You gotta work, bro.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
You gotta talk about it.
Exactly, bro. So just the grind, bro, and it's the grind, but it's also like finding that balance of like not overworking to where the grind feels like it's like a, you know what I mean? Like it's not fun anymore. Like now it's like it's actual job. But I mean, it is a job, but I like still have that fun aspect in them instead of like dreading like, oh, I get this, I gotta do this, I gotta do
And sometimes because get some days I'm like, why? Fuck, I don't like even go work. Hey, why? We can push this load too.
Bro, me too, bro. Transparently, there's days, bro, I'm like, oh, let's like sleep after work. You know what I mean? Like I'm tired already. I was like, but I gotta work, bro. Gotta do them.
Gotta do what you gotta do, bro.
Gotta do what we gotta do, bro.
That's how when the kids go sleep, that's when you go right back work, bro.
Yep. My mind is honestly when he's still up, bro. Like, bro, my son's still with me, bro, till 1 a.m, bro. Just working, pupus with me, bro. Yeah. I
never learned how to make lomi. Never did learn.
Yeah. Speaking of that, it's like making lomi. I'm gonna switch to this question then. What is harder? You think the actual process of catching the fish or the prepping of the actual lomi or eel or any pupu?
Curtis coming with those great
in with those, you know that
greatest question.
A little homework.
Nah, I think making them is harder. I mean, throwing pole is just we just cruising, sitting down. I mean, mostly on the phone cruising.
So 50-50 every time.
50-50. You don't know what's gonna bite the line. You know what I mean? But yeah, making them is a process, bro. So like. For me, everybody get their own way. For me, I get the fish. I like to ice it down to like release all the blood from them. So I release the fish for like 3 days. I leave them in ice for like 3 days, and then at that point, all the blood is gone. And then depending how I feel, honestly, it's depending how I feel on that day. Like sometimes I cut down the fin and I just butterfly the whole fish from the stomach, like butterfly them from the top fin down. Some days I fillet them. But nonetheless, like you just take them and you spoon meat, right? They call them spoon meat oil. So you spoon the meat and you work them from the tail back to the head. You just spoon them. And then you just clean the fish completely to where all you see is bones and skin. And then you go through that meat and you just massage them and kind of feel for all the bones and stuff like that, all the tendons. And then after that, I mean, you're ready for make whatever you like make. So like usually for me, like when I'm doing a batch of lomi, I always do lomi, like half lomi, and then I'll do like I'll make some half for like fish patties. Like me, that's how I like to eat my oil is fish patties.
That's how I would.
Bro, like
fish patties.
Like, don't get me wrong.
The oil real quick, cause bugging me.
Throw some water chestnut, some shrimp, oyster sauce. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. The lomi is good.
Yeah.
You know, I eat my lomi, but I rather eat like lumpia, like oil lumpia,
that's
like wontons. You know, like fish cake, stuff like that.
Yes,
I don't think anywhere is making oil lumpia.
Nobody doing that.
You still bringing in new ideas.
I get some. Yeah, I get some stuff.
Better pat that fuck.
But yeah, Brian. Then you know, everybody get their own recipes for the lomi.
So as far as that process though, you learned that from your dad though,
from my stepfather, from my father-in-law,
and he just tune them up like throughout the years. Then just kind of
kind of like figured out what worked for me and what doesn't. Right, like some people use wooden spoons. Like I've been using a wooden spoon the whole time I started my business up until last year. Then I found out a whisk, bro. A whisk like does so wonders, bro. Like it breaks up the fish so good.
Yeah, my wife just introduced me to that too. I never knew what that was, and then she was like, "Oh."
Now to the point, I'm debating on getting like the KitchenAid, like the thing for like cookie dough, like the stand-up mixer kind.
Cool.
Like I like do that kind, like get a couple machines and
make
just
them
like
easier.
Just turn them on, bro.
The consistency gonna be. But I mean, I know guys too. They like the natural.
The thickness of them.
You know what I mean? When you do them with your hands or whatever.
Yeah.
But then, bro, you know, if you're making them, well, yeah, if you're making a lot, I understand why it's like, bro, this would be way easier.
Save time on efficiency,
Even the whole, like you said, the whole process of, you know how you put what you do fish on the oil or something like that. What is that? That's like your own little twist that you
there's something kind of like,
or that's something. Because I don't think anybody else be doing
like
that.
Like the topping, you mean?
Yeah, just like how you do the top.
Just kind of like, I mean, I like make them look nice too. Like, so like from the beginning, I mean, I don't say it now, but like I used to say like, oh, the thing, I promise you guys, even though the thing look good, the thing tastes just as good. You know, so like my thing was presentation. And like, I mean, I don't know. I never did come from one background of like culinary or anything. It's just like kind of like, I know my name is on this. Same with like my work, right? Carpentry, or like, you know, like my name is connected to this thing I'm doing, like this wall or this framing. Like I'm gonna do them to the best of my abilities because like I don't like no miss, you know. So it's like, I just put like, so it's fish egg. I say blanking out right now on the name of that, but it's fish egg, the orange fish egg, the orange masago.
I never know either, so it's all good.
No, like you said though, that is like one signature because now when people, because then if you really see oil, it's not really that appealing if you just see it by itself. Like so,
our pastor tells it. Our pastor says oil looks like a smashed centipede.
Exactly, all the parts just all scattered.
All scattered. You know what I mean? All mushy.
Yeah, but then like you said, now you get that little signature. Now you can know like, oh, right, that's the kind of Pupu Hale, right?
Yeah. Or even like the way I put the OPs on too.
Yeah.
Like I try to do it like, you know, like across kind of, because it's like, I don't know, for me, like it catches the attention, right? Like boom. And then they're like, oh, I know that's OPs. And then, I know that associates with DPH, you know, like the Pupu Hale. So I'm like, it's like small stuff like that I try to do. Like, I don't know, if my mind works a different way.
That's how it gotta be though, right? You gotta be different. You gotta be ahead of the game.
You have to always be ready to evolve, bro. You know what I mean? You gotta just be always ready for that. And you gotta just stay complacent. You know, so that's good when your mind is like that. That's actually like the best way you should be thinking. You know what I mean? Like, especially doing what you're doing.
Yeah. You get any employees under you, bro?
No, bro. Not yet.
Still early.
It came to a point a little while ago, like when I was banging out First Friday events and stuff like that.
Some part-timers,
Yeah, you know, like, or like someone, I wanted to do like couple markets in a day, but I couldn't be two places at once. But like, and all my good friends and my family, like, I like pay them, but they don't like get paid. They just like work for free, right?
Yeah.
So it's like me, I don't like
just couple pupus on the side. Like,
you know what I mean? Like, show me a couple like longs on the side, right? Like, so like, it's gotten to a point where like I was debating, me and my wife was debating on hiring, you know, like looking out to hire, because of course my friend's not gonna like work for money. So like I like pay someone for work, you know what I mean? Because then at that point, like, not to say like there's expectations, but like you know what I mean? They're on payroll, like, you know what I mean? Like they kind of like a job. It's a job, right? You know what I mean? Like you know what's expected of you, like you gotta perform to this ability, right? So like it came to a point where like I wanted to hire somebody out to go run like either all my orders, like run my orders. I wanted to hire somebody for like my Instagram. because I do everything. Bro. It's a lot.
See,
bro,
so if you're doing everything for sure,
bro. Like I do all my Instagram, like all the reels, all the videos. Like you guys know, like, all the editing. You know what I mean?
Sure,
like long nights, bro. Editing. So like finding somebody for do that, and then finding somebody for run like a tent at a market. But then that is like, you know, the whole point of like me doing them by my, like, not to say like by myself, but like me doing it by myself is so that like, you know what I mean? Like everything stays in-house. You know what I mean?
So all your guys' events right now is just you and your wife then running them there.
And then like whoever, like if my friends are free, like I try not to ask them because we all get our own lives, right? Everybody get their own stuff going on. And I know it's a lot, even if it's only like 3 hours, 2 hours to come to an event, you know, be out in public and work. So
for sure,
so like some guys, they would come, some of my friends, like 2 of my friends would come, like pass out containers, wipe them down, pass them out to the customers. But other than that, it's just me and my wife, bro. Yeah, bro.
But I think that's kind of a good sales pitch as well. Like, you know, like I would support the braddah that is just, you know, grinding stuff. It out. Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that I'm not supporting anybody else, but you know, like it just when I hear your story and I hear you know, this one braddah just making Lomi, you know, selling them as, you know, his business, whatever. Like, shoots. But then when you start, you know, the masses, when you start cooking for the masses, a little bit different. And I see it as a full blown, like business. Catering almost kind of, you know what I mean? Well, not good though, man. Good for you, man. Happy for all your success, bro.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, it's a blessing, bro.
Because, bro, actually, my wife, I think maybe like right when you first started, bro, my wife bought one container from you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and was in the Target parking lot. Target parking lot, because we can't meet you. And she was like, you know, she never really, because it was like, right after COVID, like, you know what I mean? Everybody was, you know, doing Instagram, like going through Instagram, doing businesses through there, like doing meetups, you know what I mean? So it was like kind of like in that era, right?
It was weird, bro. It was a weird time.
Like, you know, everybody was doing drop-offs, pickups, right? So, so we come grab them. And I remember tasting them because I think the mango was hot too.
Was pica,
I think so. Like, I just remember like, I was like, this fucking on, bro.
I want kick to him. Yeah.
You know, I was just expecting like regular Lomi. You know what I mean? Fuck, I had the kick. I was like, Hawaiian. Drinking all her water. Like, bro, this fucking hot.
So that's funny, bro. Like, even, so like, real quick, going back to the Target, right? Like, I was going out of Target, doing my pickups out of Target for like 1.5 years. And then, bro, I did a drop where I did aku poke with opihis inside, and I did a drop for that. And you know the main entrance to Target, the main one. So from that main entrance, the line came out of Target onto the main road past Zippy's, and that was a line for pick up the pupus. So I never do pre-orders; it was just first come first serve. So everybody was waiting in line. So that drop got me kicked out of Target parking lot, bro.
Was too busy.
The security came, told me you gotta go. Stuff like that. And plus, I don't think it's illegal to accept cash out in public like that. Like I'm not able to accept cash like that out in public, especially at a private spot like that. So I got the boot. I got the boot over there, so I had to find my own spot.
To level up real quick.
A little bit. It was fun. It was a blessing, bro. So it was good. But and then going back, like the picaness of the Lomi. Coming out, when I first came out, I was putting secret. I was putting Hawaiian chili peppers inside, chopped up. But I was putting one per like 10 pounds I was making. But I had plenty people, like when I first started, come tell me, like message me like, "Bro, we stay making shishi out of the okole right now. Like, stay hot, bro." And I was like, "Oh, bro, I gotta change something. I gotta change something."
Cause I should just shoot in mud. Why?
Bro. I was like, I gotta go look at my ingredients now. So, but we made the adjustment. But bro. Humble beginnings, bro. Humble beginnings.
It's not for real, but I remember that, bro. I remember because I had to jump out of the car and
that's crazy, bro. I don't remember, bro.
I mean, well, you know, there's a lot of people in the camping, you know what I mean? So I think it was only a couple of times, but anyway, like,
thank you guys, bro. It's the beginning, bro.
Thank you guys, Speaking of that though, like your store, like can we see you guys? I know you said that you guys don't have a store right now or location, but maybe in the future, is that something that you guys looking at or not really yet? Like that's not at that stage yet.
Like it's hard, bro. It's honestly hard to say, just because like my vision with like the business when I first came out was like, you guys know how Jordan did their shoes? It was like they dropped like 200 pairs and it's like all you get, and then you wait, everybody gotta wait till the next drop. So that's kind of like my like idea with the Lomi, at least, was like drop like certain amount of containers a week or a month, and then you know at that point everybody gonna be like wanting them, right? So like in my head is like, if it's readily available in any store, at that point, like business, to me, business kind of can go like slow down a little bit, right? Because now it's in a store. Nobody got to come to me from. You can just go to the store, right?
Yeah. But you're not waiting for a drop or something.
Exactly. Like, you know what I mean? It's more readily available to them. Yeah. So like to me, like the business would kind of slow down, which in a sense, like it would be, you know, balanced, right? Like more time with the family.
Yeah.
But then it's like something I work so hard for, right? It's like slowing down, right? Seeing that slow down. So then, but then even like with that, is like Lomi doesn't really have a long shelf life. Like at most would be like 4 days, you know, like, and that's pushing it.
And that's what in the refrigerator too,
in the fridge. Yeah. I mean, of course, after the 4 days, you can just fry them up, like just fry them into patties. But like 4 days, if people like Lomi, would have to be like 3 days, 4 days max. And then like even down to the stores, like the store selection would be like, for me, like it would be more rewarding seeing it in like Ko'ohu store, Puksu, like the small mom and pop
going
stores
more towards that
I grew up on. You know what I mean? Like that's like, to me, is like the more like a lot more rewarding. Like I would be like, you know what I mean? Like that would be like I made it kind of moment. You know what I mean? Like, bro,
and that's
like,
cool too. Yeah.
Yeah.
To just have
instead of like Foodland or like
store would be like one solid, like kind of like that. Yeah.
Like Cold Store, like Wakapun 30.
Yeah. Sparky's maybe.
Sparky. Like me and Dookie's been in talks about like
for that.
A couple pans in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or like offer them as like a side in their plates or stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because I know they do like Hawaiian food Fridays, Hawaiian plate Fridays, like Lau Lomi salmon.
Yeah, and they're doing collaboration with the Pupu Hale.
Yeah, you know, like every Friday something.
Special drop.
Yeah, you know.
Can I be giving too much now? Hey, Future Curtis, okay, you cut this part. Right. Nobody gonna know this. It's bro, Paul, alcoholic.
If it comes to that point where like a storefront, or you know, like I've always thought about branching out to like not only making pupus. I've always wanted to try like make plate lunches. You know, like So like I think that's like where like if I do pick up the business back after my wife gives birth, like that's something that I'm gonna be pursuing, you know, in the future, is like branching out to like make like lomi o'io, like not only lomi o'io, like that would be just a side, but like make lomi o'io patties, hamachi kama with like taco, like homemade I like hamachi kama, like I get like mountain apple takuan. You guys eat takuan? No. Like the pickled squash.
I probably did, but you know what I mean,
it's like the yellow one.
If it's pickled, I guarantee.
Yeah.
You know, to be honest, pickled garlic, that's why I'm out too, man. That's it.
Bro, if you think about it, cuz, okay? You could make like one. What is it called? You know the cheese, like the charcuterie. What is it called?
Charcuterie bar. Yeah.
But like for pupus cup.
Yeah.
You Lomi and you get your patties all stacked.
Yup.
Dip in them, you know what I mean?
Yup.
You put this on top of that, boom.
Wait, put the oil on a cracker. That goes too.
Like the circle platter, with all the different compartments.
Just talk about that, and Duke wasn't even here.
See that? Somebody can be coming out serving this on platter.
You know what I mean? You just serve like big, like you make one board and you give them as
the whole thing. Yeah.
You know what I call Minnesota to make the poo platter thing.
Yeah.
You get them in the plastic and you just put them on the table.
Everybody,
There it is, huh?
Variety.
I tell you, cuz.
That's actually good, bro. That's actually good, bro.
Take them to Super Bowl parties, right?
I never think about that, bro.
See? That's something new.
Offering one variety of pupus one time.
Yeah.
Coming at you, right here.
Yeah. That's not much for that. That is.
That's smart, bro.
Yeah. Think about that real quick.
Hey, don't be surprised you guys steal them, bro.
Exactly, yeah. Patent that.
Yeah, bro.
Speaking of that, though, variety of pupus, though. So what is the top 3 pupus that people request you to make?
So off the bat is guarantee, like hands down, the Lomi.
Yeah, guarantee.
Almost like right there up with the Lomi, if not taking over, is my kimchi venison.
Oh, okay.
Like that, I think is...
Yeah, try to explain more about that. What is inside that? Then?
Yeah, so I mean, it's honestly, it's pretty simple, bro. Like, there's only like 4 ingredients into it.
And this from your father-in-law?
No, this is just something like...
This is all you then?
Yeah, like, so I started hunting only like 2 years ago. I started hunting, and I would just have I would have just meat in my freezer. My chest freezer would be full, and I never know what to make with them besides hamburger, right? Everybody knows how to make hamburger. So I was like, I gotta make something else with them. So like, I made like another dish, like cream cheese stuffed backstrap or whatever with pineapple slices, bacon wrap. But I wanted to make on pupu. But I know people don't eat raw venison. I do, but I know it would be hard to pass.
I wanted
it to
to
public.
try that.
Yeah, so she sashimi style. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna make you guys one, bro. I made one carpaccio, bro. I made one carpaccio.
Is that something that you would add to your menu, or are you not?
I would, but then even that is like hard for get past because, USDA with the venison.
That would have to be side kind for the boys.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like make little plates on the side. Only for the circle. But I was hunting, and then I wanted for make on Pupu, and I had I started experimenting with my own kimchi sauce at home. You know, like gochujang, like just couple like gochujang and sesame seeds with like a couple other things, right? And I made my own kimchi sauce, and then I was craving steak one night, this venison steak. So I made one steak, and grill them, and then I was like, oh, let me try to put my kimchi sauce with them with like a couple onions. I made them, and was ono to me, and I was like, bro, I gotta have other people try this. So I went around the family, made everybody try them, and everybody's like, what is this? Beef. And I was like, oh, nobody knows it's venison. You know, like if nobody can tell it's venison, like
you cook them really well.
Good. Because there's a stigma, right? Like, you know, like, oh, venison is gamey, this and that. It's not. It's 100%. It's the best wild game meat in the world. But everybody's like, oh, what is this? Beef, cow? And I was like, oh no, this is venison. And then, you know, like, then they're like, what? They want it for like spit them out, because you know, everybody's not used to venison at that point. And then I just kind of like started fine tuning them, like just green onion, sweet onion, venison, and my kimchi sauce. That's all it is. And I mean, it's pretty good, bro.
So that'll be your second then.
Second. Close first, the second. Yeah. And
wait, when you started that after
my Lomi.
Your Lomi, then,
yeah. So when I first was just strictly Lomi, bro. When I first came out, like a good like year and a half.
Yeah. And then you just didn't add in the...
Until I bought my first rifle, and then I was like, well, I'm going to be on hunter. I'm going to be on hunter from town. Like, so...
Get planning deer, I mean...
Even the deer, but like also with the kimchi, like, was that like a family recipe, or is it something you thought of on your own? Or?
Yeah, so like, I was like making like... I would always try to make something for family parties, like barbecues on Fridays, right? I'll be like a pupu or like a dish or something. So I was making kimchi taco, but I was buying like the kimchi sauces from the store. And like, you know me, like... I mean, I just look at the bottom, like, oh, what ingredients get. Of course, not going to tell you the exact percentage of what ingredients, but I just look at what ingredients get, and I was like, I bet I can make something like this. You know what I mean? Like, I can probably save money, make them big batch, and like, you know, like, because I want it for like, start bottling up my own kimchi sauce eventually. You know, so I started mixing batches, and like, you know, bro, choke stuff like too sweet, too hot. You know what I mean? Not hot enough, too watery, too thick, and then I just kind of like found that right mix, bro. And I was like. Oh, this is cherry. So they mix them in big batches, and then, bro, it's good, bro. You guys can try them later on. It's pretty good.
You and have your wife try them. She like that too.
She like them, bro. Yeah. So and she don't really like too like hot stuff. Like
that's how you know it. Then
if you like them, then yeah, bro.
Is she your gauge kind of?
Yeah. Especially on foods that I don't know, like. Yeah, like I'm not too sure on. Like I make her try them.
Okay.
Even the Lomi, bro, I like. All the way up until she like got pregnant, I was making her taste each batch of Lomi I made. You know, like grab a fork, make her try them, and she's like, "Oh, this is good," or "Oh, you need like salt or something," you know. And then when she got pregnant, she's like, I'm not eating any fish or whatever. And I was like, "Bro, you're my taste tester." I'm like, "Bro, how am I supposed to know how good it is?" You know, like so. But yeah, bro.
That's so funny.
That's true. Same with the podcast, because every time our biggest critiquers is our wives.
The wives,
man. Tell me not.
Bro, my wife will tell me straight up. Like, you know,
that's what they're there for, though. You know,
you know, you sound, you know, like ask better questions, or they'll sound boring. You know what I mean? Talk like how you normally talk. So the first one, but our first episodes, if you watch them, bro, you sound like.
A proper kind.
Oh, so Curtis. How was your day? You know what I mean? Like that kind.
All scripted kind.
Versus like, you know, now we kind of more comfortable on like recording, talking on this, you know, trying to make the guests feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And we found out that, you know, just being our natural selves kind of is
the way, bro.
Works a little bit. You know what I mean? So
100%,
just
bro. 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. So one more question I get is like, what kind of motivates you, you know, to keep going, you know, because you said that you get your construction, you know, and then you get your business here and family. So like what kind of motivates you, to keep grinding every day and keep pushing for your business, you know, whether it be family, whatever, money, whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, you know,
motivates.
At the end of the day, like, you know, we're all in this thing called life, right? We all trying to make it, right? So at the end of the day, like bills got to get paid, right? But for me, like my driving motivation is like, honestly, like even though it's cliche, is my family, bro. You know, like,
that's,
you know, like, I mean, I'm sure, like, I mean, you guys are dads too. You guys are family men. Like, you guys can attest to, like, bro, you know what I mean? Like, kids, like, I don't know what it is, bro. Like, they just push you to want to better yourself and be better, right? And coming out of the season we came out of in 2023 when my wife had our, was going to be our first daughter, and then was a stillbirth, like that's when my business was like first like was gaining traction, bro. I was going, and I was in that spot.
I was kind of on high and almost
it was almost, you know what I mean, it was gaining, bro. And I was like, the train was moving, bro, and I was like, and then that hit, and I was like, kind of guilty of it, right? I was like, bro, like my business is just starting to gain traction, you know what I mean? And then this happened, and I got to take one step away. But it put into perspective, like, and there's a saying that I always, like, I carry from then till now is like, what we value, we make time for, and like, no matter what, in any aspect, right? Family, business, work, ourself, like what we value, we make time for. And for me, it was like, my family is what I value the most over anything in the world, right? So like, for me, like if I can better and doing this, doing my business, it helped me break out of a shell that I've had for a long time, right? Like I grew up antisocial, like being in this setting right here is like even a lot for me, right? Like talking in public, talking to different people, like standing out in a parking lot, waiting for people to come pick up pupus, like
two guys you just met.
You know what I mean? I'm like it's like it was hard, but for me, but it all goes like, hand in hand with like breaking those generational curses and like just pushing ourselves to be better for our family, right? So like honestly, bro, like my family is my driving force, bro.
And that's not cliche, bro.
It's not. I'm sure me and him would answer the same way. So.
Same way.
Yeah, same thing, bro. Like my family is always more. If the family is all good, then that's the only way we can continue to run whatever. Like our podcast, do this.
Exactly, bro.
If everything is not cherry at home, then
everything's not gonna be smooth.
You're not gonna be the same. You're not gonna be performing the same at whatever.
Exactly. No, but there's been days where even at work, like I'm like, fuck, like how we were saying, and because like I'm like, but then I get in memory of me, my wife, and my daughter like on a vacation or somewhere having fun. Like, yeah, you know what?
Grind them, bite down.
Like, you know what I mean? Stop feeling bad for yourself.
Bite down,
Lock in, boy.
Yeah,
bro.
For sure,
Pep talks I give myself. Crazy,
bro. I know. I'm there too, bro. I'm there too,
bro. I go nuts, bro. Like, come on, you fucker.
That's how it gotta be, man. Motivate yourself, man. Gotta get yourself out the dark place.
Like the smallest task, like, do your invoices, bro. Come on.
You got this.
You got paid, dumbass.
At
the end of the day, though, family is the most important thing. I gotta take care of family.
But even like in like on the other side of the spectrum, right? Like when I do make the pupus and I get like feedback from the people, like one of the bigger ones for me was like people don't see them until like graduations or weddings. Like for me, like they tell me like, oh, now you're offering something that we don't see unless you go to a graduation or a wedding, you know? And it's like sometimes it's between years that people go to weddings or graduations, right?
Yeah,
and
like graduation's like, only summertime.
Yeah, so you know what I mean, right? And then you gotta know people for like, you know what I mean? So it's like, so then like hearing those kind of responses to me, like, and I always like I post on my story and stuff, like no matter what, like that is gonna be no amount of money can like amount to that feeling of like seeing that message come through and it's be like, or like people hit me up like, oh, my papa never have Lomi for a long time. You know what I mean? Like he like people on a wall who hitting me up, oh, my papa live up country. Like, can you drop off? I drop off. And it's like, like seeing those kind of messages to me is like just up there right there. You know what I mean? Like that keeps me going too. Like, oh bro, like I'm actually providing something that people like and enjoy.
Like when you like eat like OEO on Wednesday afternoon. I was
just gonna say that.
Like just let say that. Like
nowhere to wear, you know what I mean?
Like the other night we just was mopping like corned beef and onion with rice, and then we had like like from our left party that we had the leftover Lomi kind.
Oh yeah,
cause like that kind, like that people. It's like the best.
Get a chance,
random Wednesday night, just
mopping Lomi.
You know what I mean?
I feel like even need to be at the party.
I feel like especially the Lomi OEO make the older generation especially happy about. Like they really enjoy. Like
that's what they want. You know what I mean?
Like buy that for them. They like stoked. Like
some old school, like they like them just plain too. Like just like straight, salt, green onion only, and fish. That's all they like.
Old school style.
Yeah, I had a couple OGs like come up to me and be like, boy, you doing too much with your Lomi. Like, right? And I just joke around. I thought, Uncle, it's like, this was like last year. I was like, Uncle, 2024, it's new age now. New age Lomi, Uncle. He just laughed.
You gotta be a little bit more.
But even the Lomi, though, like the fish itself, is it hard for you to catch or what? Or the spots or like?
Certain bait.
What is it? A certain bait? Or?
Yeah, I think it's
or we're giving out secrets. Like,
nah,
they can be like sidebar.
Don't give away the spots. Like
They can be like sidebar action.
Don't need the spots.
We don't need to put the fucking Curtis. You better cut this out.
Future Curtis. Like O'io is some say it's just like Ulua, bro. Like you're not gonna catch one in your lifetime, you know, or you only catch it's rare, bro. And
you gotta go on the boat.
No, you can go from strictly from like us guys. We only go from shore, you know. And there's like a handful of people on Maui that I know, like they just get one hand. That just like no matter what they throw out, only the O'io gonna bite. Like my friend Josh, All Wet Fish Club. Like no matter what he throw out, only the O'io gonna bite his line.
It's just that, you
it's just like we don't know what it is.
Yeah,
you know, we honestly don't know what it is. Like we all use the we all use the same bait.
It's just you have it.
Some people have it, bro. You know what I mean? Like some have it, some But of course, like
some guys get them and some guys
have it, some guys don't.
Some guys tried years for get them and they still don't get them.
Some guys try the first time they get them.
Like
I get so many stories, bro. Like of all my friends like going out for the first time trying, they don't catch. I take one of my best friends, one of my my men on my wedding court. I take him for his first time. He catch hooky on my pole, you know, like so it's just crazy. It's just some guys have it, some guys don't. But
that's
like
such a funny thing.
Like the phases of the moon, like that plays a big part into it too, right? Like I mean, there's some secrets that I don't like share, you know what I mean? I like share some secrets,
so
but like the
mostly
moon.
At night though.
Mostly at night.
Okay.
Mostly on like full moon. 2 days before.
But I feel like that's general knowledge though.
Yeah, like that's why. Like that's general knowledge. Like no secret. Yeah, like 2 days. Like for us, we go through our experience just 2 days before full moon or 2 days after full moon. Like that is the best times for catch. Or that's like the nights where we catch like more than one. And then more so towards like the winter time. So like, you know, us guys, at least for me, I mark them down when I catch or like when people catch, I mark them down. So like between November and April is like the hot times, like November 2nd to like April 19th, right before like 420 is like the hot times like for like O'Eos. And then like it's the hot time for O'Eos, and that's like the time where the big boys come in. And we don't know, we try to like play scientists, right? But like we think it's like they come in during the winter for spawn, for like later eggs. And that's the only reason why we catch like the ones closer to shore, especially the bigger ones, is because they coming in for like later eggs or like for feed. And then summertime it slows down and all the smaller ones come up. But that's like usual. That's typical because during the summer everybody going for Owamos and Uluas. So like it's a good like trade off. Like for me, I don't really fish Uluas. I put a geese. I know more the patience first, stand there with 4 Owamos and just dunk one pole like 6 hours. So like I rather just grab one box of shrimp or like or Ika from the fridge and then
even
just
now
go.
just saying that though. Do you think because now everybody's still doing this whole Lomi trip? You think they're gonna like overfish them?
Kind of hard though because it's hard to catch.
It's hard to catch, bro. Like, and people may think I'm crazy, but it's honestly hard to catch. Like,
it's not like you can commercialize them because it's too hard to.
Some people do, like on Big Island. I don't like air out anything, but I know some people on Oahu, like who making Lomi O'io, they buying whole fish from Big Island. And like the only way I know is like the people from Big Island saw my page and they hit me up thinking like I buy my fish. And they're like, oh, you like buy stuff? And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I was like, but I like know like what you guys selling them for, you know, like just the prices just to see. And it's outrageous.
Might have 1 week, bro. We're not catching shit.
No, I can see Oahu. I can see Oahu doing that because if the demand is or the fish is not there and the demand is, they're going to find out wherever to just make it happen.
Oahu, they go like I don't know where like the dirt, like get one place where like get dirty water, like one swamp, look like Kelly Pond, honestly, but the O'Eos is there, bro. Like big boys, puka 10 pounders, like that is like a trophy. Chilling. Like on 10 pound O'Eo is like considered like a trophy, like how a 30-inch buck, right, is considered a trophy for hunting. Like that is considered a trophy for like O'Eo fishing, 10 pounder.
That's nice. Good to know. Hey, the more you know. Like, we learn something every day.
Maybe one day we can.
Try them. Let me know. We go.
With the mobile mics, because we just fucking cast off. Sorry.
But shoot.
The only thing we caught is crap.
Before we get to our poo-poos though, that we like sample though, I just wanted to end on this last question though. Unless you had any?
No. Yeah, it's just kind of vibing.
I wanted to end on this one though. What is the most nutsest story that happened? Can be either fishing or hunting, man. Either one. That not too many people know. Though. Like just like
can be funny, whatever.
Can be funny, whatever. Or just maybe a dangerous one, or like seeing ghosts, or like. Or that we can go that way. I wasn't even thinking of that.
Yeah, right.
Let me try think. I get one for hunting, but it's just like, so like we went hunting. Before now I'm like the past like 2 years I've been maybe like a year and a half, like 2 years, 2023 after my daughter in transition to heaven, I went like fully legal hunting, like no outlaw, you know, like local boys we outlaw.
Yeah, for sure.
Behind the mountain we go, you know. Yeah. But I, you know, realizing my boy, I get so much to lose. I just started my business. Like I don't like my business get in jeopardy, so I went legal. So I met one of my friends. He owns like 500 acres for go hunt. But before all that, we was hunting backside, and you know, like typical kahiki nui, you know, cruising.
Who you friend? Oprah.
No.
Oh, he's all cattle, man. He's like 500 acres.
No, yeah. Nah, he's one local down here, one farmer, like on rancher. But we sit backside cruising and. Typical like late night, like 9-10 o'clock at night, we sit cruising, and you know, my rifle is out, fully loaded, and we see shining light on the side of the mountain, and we hear one bark, like one deer bark. Wow! So I'm driving, so I stop my truck, and I get two of my friends with me, and my friends shine a light, and we see one herd of deer on the side of the mountain, bro, like right there, not even like 20 yards away, right there,
right now.
You know, Kolohe, we put a truck off right there, and my friend who was younger at that time, it's actually my best friend. It's his younger brother. Okay. So my best friend at that time, he wasn't really into outlawing. He not outlaw at all, so he wasn't into outlawing. But his brother was young, right? So he's like, "Oh, I like come with you." So I take the brother with me, and we go, and I see the light, and I tell my friend, the younger boy, I was like, "Oh, hold the light for me. I'm gonna shoot." And before I could even like get my rifle like fully over my truck, boom, the thing go off. My rifle go off, boom, and you know, thing went off in the air, but the thing could have gone off anywhere. Right? The thing could have gone off anywhere, bro. And I've heard too many stories firsthand of like friendly fire in the front seat. You know, people passing away, and
well, went off. You wasn't even on the trigger, kind of.
My finger wasn't even on the trigger, bro. So thing was just off, and I ended up finding out that my set screw on the bottom of my trigger that holds my barrel to my stock, the thing was loose. Oh, okay. So then that something like when malfunctioned, but bro, my finger wasn't even the trigger, and the thing would go off in the middle of me swinging like this, boom, and it's a 308 rifle, high powered rifle and big rifle, so the thing would go off, boom, and at that point, you know, it's not only my life, I get 2 other people with me, and I'm the responsible one. So like I froze, bro, with the rifle in my hand, it's shaking, like just shaking. And they had to come over, they had to like grab the rifle out of my hand, put me in the passenger seat, and my friend would end up driving us home. Bro, not one word we spoke all the way home. Not one word, bro.
That's
a nut story.
That's what the fuck just happened, boys?
Yeah, bro. The kind of like we could have been like something could have been way worse, bro.
Yeah.
But
and that's a good time. We'd be like, we out of here.
We out of here. We never hunt nothing. No deal at home.
Well, that's why we're fishing now.
Yeah. Hey, but like you said,
stick to the water.
Like you said though, could have been worse, bro. I could have hit somebody. So Mahalo Kelkua for that.
Thank you, Jesus.
Just for that to happen.
Thank you, Jesus, bro, for real.
Let's start then.
So, okay, first of all, before we even get into it, my brother, okay? Give us the vibe, what's going on the table, what you made for us, and go down the line, Hoy.
Okay, so first off is DPH Lomi Man with OPs on top. That's kind of like the staple pupu right there. Kind of what I started my business and what I based my business around was that. Always, I try to always only use yellow bellies because to me that is like quality always. So
that's true.
Always yellow bellies for that, and then I just top them with masago fish eggs and then green onion. My Lomi Man typically is like kind of like a little bit different than most, even just off of the appearance itself, but even the ingredients I use, so it's a little bit different. Kind of like how we were saying earlier, like new age kind of Lomi, right? But get choke flavor. plenty flavor.
Yeah.
And then in front of that is the kimchi venison. That is, I started that from scratch. So that is Maui access deer that I harvest down here by myself, and then clean them, take them home, clean them, and then I end up cooking them. So I have my own rub, my own, like, not homemade, I buy them from the store, but secret. So my own rub, this own rub I use, and
can
then
I give them all away? Like,
can I give them all away?
yeah.
And then I cook them to medium rare. And the thing with the venison is, like, I noticed, like, you kind of got to eat them more rare. Like, the more rare, the more soft. Like, the more cooked it is, the more chewy it is.
Flash fry kind.
Yeah, flash fry kind. Like, So I kind of like making them to where, like, she's still, like, she's not raw on the inside, but, like, she's not fully cooked on the inside. Yeah, like, she's still bleeding a little bit. And then I just throw in Maui sweet onion, green onion, and then my homemade kimchi sauce.
But that thing, look, me now on its own, I'm looking forward to.
Like we rice.
Red on rice.
That with rice, because I feel like I would handle that.
And honestly, bro, it's better when it's cold. Like, I usually like telling people, like, have it after, like, it's in the fridge, and then eat them on a hot bed of rice.
But I always thought that was funny because, you know, like kimchi, right? You don't cold, but it's hot. You know what I mean? Like, it's hilarious, right?
But it goes together, right?
Yeah,
it goes together.
Yeah, it goes together. One cold thing that is hot.
Hot.
Anyway.
And then
keep going.
I get my smoked taco right there. I bought a Traeger like a couple years ago. I just smoke it on my Traeger. New age, kind of like new age kind of stuff, right? So new age smoking technique off the Traeger. And then just slice them super thin. Yeah. And then and then I get a couple pihi shooters. That thing kind of went off the rails when I dropped that.
Like the shots right there.
Yeah, so like me personally, I don't drink any alcohol, so like I don't put any alcohol inside. But that is like
well, shout out to you for not drinking any alcohol.
Yeah.
What is that? That's something that you just
like, when, I mean, you know,
back in the day, but
all of us
never.
We all, you know, in high school, before it was even legal, right? But then after it was like, was more so when I was drinking, I would turn red. I get that flush, right? But I was never drunk. But people would always tell me like, "Wow, you boss already, wow, you drunk already," right? So then that kind of like pushed me away. And like even right now, like I still battle with some stuff. Like I smoke weed every day for the past 13 years, every day, bro. You know, like. But
it's good to know that
I'm trying to like
get along with us, because we be doing that.
I have to take everything
right before you came.
So speaking of that, we like have one podcast where it's open to where we can, but just
just
roll up like red on here and just smoke.
Yeah, I'm not trying to promote it. Just more like, bro, we in our zone. Like this is like, bro, if we was cruising in the circle with the boys,
this is us.
Like my boy Kiai, the one that emo tattoo, bro. You know him, bro. So if we was, we could. He was telling me when we was doing the one in his shop, he's like, "What you guys like?" I was like, "Bro, up to you. This is your shop, bro."
Did you guys get tattooed?
Oh yeah, that's what I was getting. Small kind, just one quick kind. I told him this don't need a start, bro. We're gonna keep doing this. Yeah,
but I'm not gonna lie, cuz when this fucker was doing this one, right, and this is after the podcast, so he was doing this about talking story about him. But you know, like when you're getting on big tat, like you kind of get into a point where you're zoning
out.
You're not even
thinking. Fine. And cause was perfect having it because everything we talked about was like talking to one of the brothers, so it was like comfortable. You know what I mean? Like he kind of would feel like if I wasn't being that talk, he'd just kind of be jamming. And then you know when the certain playlists, the playlists come out, the music start bumping out, talking story. So
he's a man, bro.
Yeah, he is. Maybe, bro. When we get that first blaze up session. We just have Bridget on over here and then just smoke.
The pupus.
Pupus charcuterie board. We do tattoos and pupus, bro. See that, man. We got that.
Tattoos and pupus.
Tattoos and pupus, bro.
Well, talking about it, bro. I'm ready to start diving in.
Oh yeah, and you said already
so the OP shooters, that kind of went off the rails when I dropped that. That is like, I don't know if people never did try them or never did make them, but it's pretty straightforward. It's just Tabasco infused ponzu that I make in house, and then just like cilantro, and then I threw in some finger lime. So that is like one fruit vegetable that my friend grows in his yard. It's citrus, so it's kind of like calamansi. It has like the same kind of thing as calamansi, but it comes in like fish egg form, and it pops in your mouth. So that is shooters, and then just on side container level pie, just in case you guys like try to pie with the Lomi.
Automatic,
because that's like your spin on oyster shooters, right? You know, basically,
because that's what I was just gonna say, like the oyster shooters, but I never think, that must be mean.
Chum.
Let's try. What you trying first?
I want to do the shot first, because like a ceremonial.
Yeah. Give. You know what I mean? Here, I got a video real quick.
Yeah, automatic. You gotta,
right.
Toaster right I know, I read on.
Nah. Well, bro, cheers.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Pupu Hale. Yes, sir.
Mahalo,
Shooters. Yes, sir, boys.
Oh, bro.
Flavorful.
And OP get action too.
What if I just sit down, Shetty?
Well, pica, hot.
Nah,
yep.
perfect.
Yeah, hot.
For me, but like, it gets to a point where hot is too hot.
Mm-hmm. I can see if you know like hot, you would think it's hot.
Well, this is like hot is the flavor.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean?
She hit the throat. I know when she hit the throat, like even for me when I tried it, she hit the throat and I was like, make me gotta like, like you gotta catch your breath.
I like that though.
But yeah, it's good.
But you're having a couple paw on us.
Yeah, exactly. That's why.
Yeah, that's exactly what BO was just smooth right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, what we trying next then?
Sure, wait, bro.
Like what we trying? Try that OE.
Fucking eat this OP. Like.
I went straight down and some mop.
I like cleanse the back. I had some hammers in mine.
Some big peas, bro.
Yeah,
Let me try this.
You still going fucking deep? Yeah. These fuckers.
Quality, bro.
Cause this is like, it's just unknown areas we gotta be those OP.
This venison though, right there.
Okay, you go venison. I go no matter else, you just
pound,
cruise.
bro.
Hey,
you don't fork right there, man. If you like,
pound.
Ask us whatever you like, I promise.
There we go. The onion too, right?
Okay, you go. You go. Get in the mic. Let them know.
Yep, man.
Some ASMR action.
So dumb. It's the most fucking basic ASMR.
Sorry, we're not ASMR guys, but
Fuck up major,
man.
Okay. I go in Lomi.
You're right though with the cold.
She go good with them, y'all.
I like big scoops, so I'm gonna try the kind. I'm gonna try to get everything. You know what I mean? Huh?
What's your name? Where you from?
Yeah.
Yo, where you from, man?
So, Bryson, first time we'll check him out. Pupu Hale. Yes, sir.
How?
Oh, bro.
Change your life.
Cause. I try to forgive bro. This is fucking me.
Winners, bro.
Winners, bro. Cause it's gotta be on the shelves. Bro.
You ate them with the OP too, or no?
Aye, probably. Aye.
Oh, you changed two on Hawaiian, right? Mid-eating. Yeah, like try that talk or no?
Switch.
The sun is mean too. That's not major. I just sweat them because it is get one little kick.
She hot.
Stay over here. Sweat is starting to come out. Like.
Oh, fucking shit.
Yeah, here we go.
Kimchi venison. Okay, here we go. Very welcoming on the palate. Very welcoming.
I wouldn't say this, bro. Yeah, this is probably this is the best OEO that I had. Yep.
Yeah.
Best OEO on Maui, right? I think. I never tasted everybody's one yet, though, but this is the best one I had so far. So, yeah, man, freaking thing is mean. Man.
Okay, the venison.
Even the texture though is different from like.
Let me say,
yeah. Just give me the
whole. Yeah, you're right. My bad.
The texture is just different, man. Yeah. And then, like he said, about a yellow belly.
Yellow bellies.
Yeah, no,
killing it.
Yes, sir.
No grays. Yeah.
Oh, it's better. I think not as chunk, like nice Lomi but nice consistency kind of. Yeah, bro. So my bad. Yeah, but the kind of venison, cause
awesome.
Very soft. I've had some, you know what I mean? That just because my brethren made them, just got a fucking nano. Oh, yeah, Hawaii. Yeah, cause. But anyway, it's bugger mean, Hawaii. For okay. Like, I'm not trying to blow smoke. Like, it's bugger ono.
Yes.
And it's perfect pupu.
Like, down on hot rice too would be mean. Yeah,
but it's perfect. Like, you don't need over chew them. You know what I'm saying? Like, just throw them in the mouth. It kind of reminds me of like the kimchi taco, like like kind of vibe. You know,
I try to call them thin too, so it's not too like even if it was like
it's a one biter thing.
Yeah,
you're not trying to throw a whole piece in their mouth.
Exactly. Yeah.
Want some more, bro? I'll put them down.
And you guys can even I even tried. I made a little sneak peek, but I threw smoked taco in the Lomi. And I made one little container of that. Yeah, and you guys can try that.
Hold on.
Try that out right now.
Hold on, cause throw some on top of this real quick. Throw me a piece on that. Yep. Oh my god.
Like a little smoke flavor in the Lomi.
Let me hear that. Yeah, let me try that out too.
Cause the taco meme.
Not too bad with the smoke flavor, huh?
Wait, you smoke them with certain kind wood?
No, I just only the pellets that I think come with the trigger.
Yeah. Yeah, cherry that one with the pellets. You don't need to get too
nothing
with the smoke and stuff.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie, my nose is kind of plugged up. So I was trying to put chewed in. It's like suffocating myself. Sounding like fucking Darth Vader over here.
So yeah, man, if anybody watching this that like example this, where they can hit you up on, then man, like, shout out all your social medias, man. So
yeah, bro. If you guys want to order, just hit me up on Instagram, the Pupu Hale, DAPUPUHALE. And yeah, I try to do weekly drops. If not weekly drops, you can catch me at First Friday. Coming up this June's First Friday, and I gotta go double check the date, but it's gonna be my last First Friday event, my last event for my business. So yeah, come out, guys, come get some pupus.
Yeah, speaking of that though, let's go back to that though before we end. Yeah, so this is gonna be your last. I forgot to go back and talk about them.
So this about that right now.
Your last event though, so it's kind of give like the reason why and just
so
what everybody can expect, coming.
Yeah, so I was doing First Fridays from February, and it was good, Wailuku boy. So like I felt like that was my spot. It was a good spot for me to be. I did like 4 or 5, and then my wife is pregnant right now. She's expecting our third child, right?
Congratulations.
So, thank you guys. Yeah, thank you guys. It's a blessing, bro. So gonna take a step back. Actually, May was supposed to be my last month. I told her, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take the time off already from the business. But like maternity and her taking off from work, and then she, she's like, they say she's high risk, so they like us be on Oahu a month prior to her giving birth, a month after giving birth. You know what I mean? So like money, like financially, I was like, I'm gonna be working all the way up to the time she gave birth, but for that time, I like prepare us for the time where both of us can be out of work. So I was like, I know it sucks, but if I can just grind them out, like, usually she helped me do my events. Like if I'm at work, she cooking all the venison for me while I'm at work. And then I come home, I mix, and then I container, so it's like, but she helps out choke. So I thought if I can find help, then I'll do this June's event, my last event, just for kind of like get a little bit, for help us out. Yeah, for help us out. So I was going to do a drop this week too, but I was like, it's not worth it.
But if anybody, if you guys seen this, bro, First Friday, go check them out.
Friday, come out, guys.
Bro, support local always.
Support local. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Always, but everybody, Hawaiians on top, cause better too.
Amen. Yes, sir.
But yeah, speaking of that, man. Now that you said that, just make sure you enjoy your time with your family too, bro, because always can do the business, bro. Always can come back. Always can, if you can push on, even though you're taking on a small kind, little break, but always can come back. But take care of family, because once they grow up, especially like my daughter, or my son he gonna be on freshman next year. So,
bro,
big gap between that. Yeah, she's 1 and he gonna be on freshman. So I enjoy it, man. Like, that's what I'm doing right now, enjoying my time with her, because I go by too fast.
It's like too, like even like in this thing, like again in this thing called life, right? Sometimes we get lost, right? Like just. Business, work, life just happening, right? And like that statement is true, bro. Like some days I just look at my boy and I'm like, bro, I've been grinding my business since he was 2. Now he's almost 5, and I'm like, fuck, I missed out on a lot, because I was always there, but just how mentally there was I, right? Like, was I all my focus on him, or was it like half him, half business? So it's like, intentionality like stands out to me. It's like, how can I be more intentional with my time? Because like we only get a certain amount of time left, right? So we cannot give our life more time, but we can give the time we have left more life. So like that's that, I try to like.
Yeah. You're saving now.
I say now, like that.
You're saving now. Cause that's good enough for real.
Yeah.
For real. Cause bro, like spend your whole life trying to set up for after I pull work, my retirement.
Or like chasing something that, you know what I mean?
Like, bro, might as well spend the time while you're living in the moment. You know what I mean? I know that's but it's just how it was old school. You work, you retire, after that you cruise.
Yeah.
I know that you're working. But it's a great way to think of life as well. Doesn't say it didn't work, but just.
But some like nowadays, I feel like, at least for me, like I'm just kind of speaking on me. Like I rather. Like, don't get me wrong, I have a good job in the union in Hawaii, right? Like that's the one thing that kept me here on Maui in Hawaii is like my job. But what is it? What am I like? Who am I to say like if I take like a little cut, focus on my business, but also get the time freedom with my family? You know what I mean? Like I can take a step back from my actual 9 to 5, work my business, be my own boss, while I still get, if not the same amount, if not more time with my family, right? Doing something that I actually, not to say I don't enjoy carpentry, right? But it's a whole different grind getting up to work for somebody else than getting up to work for myself.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like, that's what I battle on. Like I'm battling that, you know, right now. But you know,
because in most of the battles is up
mental,
here. You know what I mean? Because that's where you gotta stay the most strong for real kind. Like I mean, I know it's getting real, but real, because you know what I mean. Like from here on, like you know, you know what I mean. It's where you gotta be the most. You know?
But continue doing you, right? We already know just by speaking to you and having you on that you know you get the good vibes and you stay on the right path, you know, and keep taking care of your family.
You're doing something right, bro.
Thank you, brothers. Yes, so.
Keep doing what you're doing, bro. For Maui, providing the good stuff, bro.
Providing, like Pupu Hale himself.
Mahalo's about Ross.
Thank you guys.
Coming on, man.
Thank you, my brother.
And we're gonna have you on again, guaranteed.
Yeah, bro. Let me know whenever you guys like.
You're not going anywhere. That's why,
bro.
I'm here.
Yeah, bro. This is something that kind. Hey, you know, maybe we can do on that kind. After you know when Bebe or you guys kind of settling back into getting back into your vibe, you know, come back on, bro. You want to go talk story?
Bro. Yeah, for sure. I actually was stuff. I was telling my wife tonight. I was like, I never asked them, but fuck, I kind of need someone there to make me feel comfortable. You're like, come. She's like, I'm not coming with you. All you're gonna hear is call, my son right now. All you're gonna be hearing that is that, and I was like, oh shit. But yeah, bro, maybe after eventually in the future.
Yeah, Kurt, make sure you leave that in now so she see.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I hope we made you feel comfortable around when you came.
Yeah, bro, 100%.
Yes,
coming into it, I thought, you know, know how much I was stressing, bro.
Sure. Everybody's like that though, because they don't know what they're coming in, bro. Like could be. Yeah,
well,
even some crazy guy that was over here like setting stuff up, and
but it's good. You guys let him go with the flow. You know what I mean? Like it makes it more comfortable. Like,
exactly, bro.
So,
but even for us too, because we don't, you know, I never did meet you, so I never know what.
That's why, it was our first time.
I was meeting. You know what I mean? So So anyway,
thank you guys, bro.
It was a great pod, but it felt so great. That was first on back. You know what I mean?
First one back in a while.
First one back. This
perfect one.
This just been light one out of fire. You know what I mean? For us, just keep doing what we're doing. Thank you for helping us make feel that way. So,
right, you guys are holding a space for people to share, like not only like our own testimonies, right? But like, you know, like we can ping off of each other, right? You know what I mean? Like we can feed off of each other. So you guys are holding a space. You guys created a space for that, not only for you guys selves, but like for people like me, a.k.a. Dookie guys, you know what I mean?
Exactly,
guys like that, you know.
And a lot of the people we realized that we bought on is very similar, right? Especially with how they run their businesses and all of that. So,
and it's good. You guys are like, you know, hitting all the small. I mean, not small, but like, you know, the local people. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
You're showing like the, you know, like there's two sides of every coin. You know what I mean? Like no matter how much people look successful, you know what I mean? Like you bring them on over here, then you see like how they really are, you know?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like they're just regular people, just like, you know what I mean? All of us, bro.
Exactly.
Like people would mention that when we first started, it was like, these are people the people that we have on is people you can just go to the store and see.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
you run into them. You know what I mean?
Not gonna be hard for talk to
it's
them.
not like you're not gonna ever see them. Like, you can see them if you live Maui.
Or like they're on pedestal to where you kind of talk. You know what I mean?
If you live Maui and you go out, you're gonna see them somewhere, bro. Gas station,
and then you don't know, like that's such a good. That's why like holding this space is such a good thing, because like you can hear someone's testimony online, like through the podcast, and then you see them out in public, and you would never think like they're going through that. You know what I mean? So it's like, bro, like
just
that's what you know what I mean? Like just to know, like, oh, someone went through something maybe similar. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, bro, like. You guys have created a space. You know what I mean? So like, bro, thank you guys, bro. It's reciprocated, bro.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Yes,
taking the time, man.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, guys.
I know you gotta get out of here. That's
you gotta do your thing. But without further ado, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yes, sir, man. Real Talk Maui. We out.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.